a wave, energy, thought, or electricity, current in your brain, whatever you want to call it, can affect a particle and change the particle within the confines of the genetic code. So they're like, well, shit. Like, it would really explain, like, correlation. I mean, you know, like, let's say there's a family who's got, like, a bunch of manic depressive psychosis in it or something.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, there's the fact that, say, the father with manic depression is treating his kids a certain way, making that kind of environment, and so maybe, you know, that would probably, like, egg a kid to, not egg him, you know what I mean? Like, the chance of that kid developing a similar, if not the same one, at least a similar affliction would probably be a lot higher. But, like, never mind, like, the fact that, like, you know, like, the behavior can affect the DNA, which can, like, not, like, tell the child how to feel about it or, like, react to it, but, like, it kind of, like, leaves, like, a door open, you know? That could have been closed. That could have been just a closed door kind of thing, you know?
The study that I had read involved tests on mice, and they used the scent of lavender. They had two different groups. One that like basically didn't have anything really bad happening to it, and then one that did. And so the basically, like, they hooked lavender smell and electric shock together. And then the offspring of the control group that had this treatment had a natural adversity to the smell of lavender. So it just, like,
It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's like, seems like evolution is just this crazy,
how quick that
arms race, but it's also totally, like, you know, entangled
strangely
with the
collaborative.
environment. Yeah, exactly. It's like the animal seems to influence the direction of it. Like, every single little minute step along the way, every animal that existed and reproduced contributed to the situation and to the evolution.
Like, it's like, I wonder what my parents did. Like, what did that influence
like, specifically
on me? Like, what is embedded in my DNA because of my parents right now? Like,
this is something I thought was interesting, from, like, a kind of thinking about it psychoanalytically about animals and humans, how it seems like I've been having this recurring thought that the human is like every animal put together somehow. We can just survive in any possible climate. Anything we can't naturally survive in, we make some crazy, you know, clever technological advancement and figure out how to survive there instead. And it's like, and then I think about old native traditions being like, they used to have something like the dance of the wolf or something around a fire, and a participant would dress up in the wolf costume, and the music would be like, okay, we're gonna embody the spirit of the wolf or something. It's like, it could be like, you know, I mean, you see all those books in, like, New Age sections about, like, totem animal spirit, meaning what's your spirit animal, all that kind of stuff. And I feel like it's like we're able to kind of, like, embody the traits and qualities of, like, all these things in like a kind of a loose, abstracted, symbolic way, you know. How one, like just, you know, the lion might be a symbol of courageousness or something, or the wolf might be a leader.
Did you see that picture of the? It's like a wolf pack, and it kind of points out what job role each wolf has.
I haven't seen the picture, but
well, there's a picture, and they're kind of, like, even a little bit spacious, but it's like usually how, wolves are super smart, and they'll usually have, like, they're old and they're sick or whatever up at the front, and they're setting the pace for the rest of the people that they don't want to leave them behind. They're a group, you know what I mean? They're sympathetic towards a sick or an old fucking dog, obviously. They have feelings like that. But then after that, you get, like, your main group of dogs, like your guys, your workers, like, fucking everybody's putting in work. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, nice.
And then,
so old and sick out front, then the fittest ones.
Yeah,
and then, like, everyone else kind of single file behind those.
Well, at the very, very back is the alpha male, and he's always at the back, and he has his eyes on everybody at all times. He knows what's going on, you know what I mean?
That's
nice. Amazing to me, because, like,
that's nice.
Well, just how smart they are to even do that. Like, it takes brains to fucking do something like that.
Speaking of, like, the leadership qualities of that alpha male wolf, it's like, you know, that's not leading the charge or saying everyone follow me, this is where we're going, whatever. It's like he's behind and he's making sure that the rest of the pack is okay and no one's getting left behind and just keeping an eye on things, and
that's kind of
just like the real appropriate way to lead. You know?
Yeah, it's like a metaphor with the
you don't gotta
the
be
leader as
pointing
the
in
ideal.
Leader. Yeah, you gotta be able to take care of your guys.
So it's
that
like
obviously has his eyes on everybody and he knows what's going on 100% of the time.
He's the representative of the ideal, but not the ideal itself.
Caesar Braille's photo says the caption here is a wolf pack. The first three are the old or sick. In this picture in particular, there's 3 wolves out in front. So I'm sure the principle of them just being old or sick is more. It's a coincidence that there's 3. So the first 3 are the old or sick. They give the pace to the entire pack, so you can only go as fast as the old or sick. If it was the other way around, they would be left behind, of course, losing contact with the pack. In case of an ambush, they would be sacrificed. Losing contact. Wait a second, I might have misread that, or I might have read that in a misleading way. If it was the other way around, they would be left behind, losing contact with the pack. In case of an ambush, they would be sacrificed. Okay, yeah, shit.
I didn't know that, yeah.
Then come 5 strong ones, the front line. In the center are the rest of the pack members, then the 5 strongest following. So you got 5 soldiers looking
front.
after, like sandwiching the whole rest of the crew. The last one is alone, the alpha. He controls everything from the rear. In that position, he can see everything, decide the direction. He sees all the pack. The pack moves according to the elder's pace and help each other, watch each other. That's super interesting.
Yeah. Like, that takes brains to even do something like that, I mean.
What a beautiful
They're not
animal.
obviously not just aimlessly fucking wandering around the woods.
Yeah, that's they're very pragmatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so smart. I mean, it's just like they're a link in the chain to us existing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's this intelligence, you know, kind of like...
I just picture like
slowly
a wolf
blossoming.
with like a monkey's head.
Oh, gross.
Yep.
I like how you have this piece of tape over the camera.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen that Snowden?
No.
Edward Snowden?
Was it a documentary on him or?
Well, it was a movie.
It was like an autobiography of his life or whatever.
Yeah, it was actually him playing it.
Yeah.
But it was like what he experienced. And this guy, the military, the U.S. Gotta kind of censor myself too, as well as I say this shit. But yeah, I guess it's public enough, anyways.
Yeah.
He was like, I fucking believe in him too, man. And he was against. He worked for the U.S. military, and he was against what they were doing, and he gave a bunch of information to WikiLeaks.
Yeah.
But this guy created kind of like computer programs that it's almost like a Google search that you can type anybody's name in, and it'll fucking bring up everything about them. It'll bring up fucking their camera recording them as you're on your phone. It'll fucking take screenshots of you, like pictures of you. Your camera's constantly recording, even when it's not on. Like, and this guy told everybody this, and they want him dead and they want him in jail. But he was like, "Fuck that!" and he ran to Russia.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that's where you run to if America's pissed at you.
Yeah, and that he's like safe in there, and I'm assuming he's probably giving Russia fucking whatever information he's given the U.S. military and whatever he's learned. And that's given him fucking safe passage in Russia. But yeah, he told everybody everything about what's going on and how your camera is constantly recording you. And man, like sometimes I'm like on my phone and I'll just look at my camera and I'm like, fuck.
Sometimes I think about that too, and part of me, I don't know, because it's crazy, man. But it relaxes me about doing something like this podcast, because I'm like, well, if that's the case, then they already know everything I've ever said, so long as I've had my phone on me.
Like technically, right now, if I say the word terrorism or terrorist or bombing, building, plane,
yeah,
right now those are just cues for fucking the military to or any secret fucking government, whatever, to start recording right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they hear those words, it's like a ping that they hear, and
Hey
it's
guys,
yeah, hello.
we're just don't worry about it. It's good.
And it's more so on military bases too. And we were learning that. I took it's called a PsyOps. I took that course in the military, and on this course, we learn about anything to do with the internet and like tracking people and shit like that. And one of our little things that we did is we made a bunch of fake Tinder accounts, and we got some pretty girls, and we started talking to the boys who were in the trenches hiding, and we fucking pinned down their exact location.
Whoa! So
Yeah.
you made fake Tinder accounts of these pretty girls so that the people that you're trying to track would like go on and try and talk to them.
Yeah. And
Oh my god!
we pinpoint their exact location,
Yeah.
and we sent in the guys to go fucking kill them. Well, obviously not kill them, but
In this exercise, right?
yeah.
Dude,
Exercise.
that's seriously smart.
Yeah.
Good thinking.
We there's just a bunch of cool things we did, like just with the internet. And it's like, man, while I was on that course, I was totally in access to computer programs that could fucking track your phone and like.
Like, if you had a reason
how come
to-
they have a hard time finding anyone still, though? Like, wasn't the other last year at some point, maybe you could look this up, Robin, there's someone who, they had the cell phone of a suspected terrorist or something, or someone who may have been a terrorist, and they couldn't access it without, like, some kind of authority
right.
from Apple, and Apple wouldn't give it to them. Because,
Really?
Yeah, Apple's like, no, that's our customers' privacy.
So you know what? That could have just been a big old publicity on Apple's part, you know?
Yeah,
Because
right?
like, if the manufacturers of the devices aren't like, quote unquote, agreeing or ceding to like the government being like, hey, let us like, you know, give us this data or whatever,
Yeah.
then you know, someone's doing it. Like, whether it's the internet, like the ISP.
Well, that's like another thing that's kind of like the evolution of security and firewalls and stuff on the internet. It's like kind of just another arms race between hackers and people trying to keep things private and hackers.
Yep, that's it. Also, a similar arms race going on right now is cryptocurrencies.
I mean, like
Bitcoin
and stuff?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
cool.
just seen the Rothschild, or what?
Yeah.
What is their name?
That's it.
Winston Rothschild's.
They
Sewage septic
just came out with
service.
the Rothcoin.
Oh,
What?
really?
Yeah, and
As
it's
if they
it's
needed
an
any more
online
money.
currency. Yeah,
course
I
they
know.
do.
Really, like, so you guys already run the world.
Mm-hmm.
Back to what we mentioned earlier, the FBI Apple encryption dispute says, yep, FBI Apple encryption dispute concerns whether and to what extent courts in the U.S. can compel manufacturers to assist in unlocking cell phones whose data are cryptographically protected. There is much debate over public access to strong encryption. In 2015 and 16, Apple Inc. has received and objected to or challenged at least 11 orders issued by the United States District Courts under the All Rights Act of 1789, WRITS. Most of these seek to compel Apple, quote, to use its existing capabilities to extract data like contacts, photos, and calls from locked iPhones running on operating systems iOS 7 and older, end quote, in order to assist in criminal investigations and prosecutions. A few requests, however, involve phones with more extensive security protections, which Apple has no current ability to break. These orders would compel Apple to write new software that would let the government bypass these devices' security and to unlock the phones. So I guess it was a...
So there was a San Bernardo shooter, because there's an article on one page back is the Google search, and the top one was a CNN article talking about San Bernardo. Oh my god.
Okay.
Shooter.
Bernardino?
San Bernardino?
Bernardo.
Bernardo. Yeah, it's Bernardino.
There's probably.
Oh, looks like you're using an ad blocker. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. CNN, Apple is opposing a judge's order to help the FBI break into the iPhone of one of San Bernardino's California shooters. calling the directive an overreach by the U.S. government. A public letter signed by